7 ways to make your money go further, which is particularly important given the cost of living crisis and as we're approaching winter in the UK. Making our money go as far as possible, even little savings here and there is important. Cost saving hacks that you can make your money go further. These are also actually Australian dollars. If you didn't know, I've moved to Australia recently, and the 5 has the Queen on it, which I never knew. Left all my British pounds in England, unfortunately. Feel free to use the timestamps in the description to jump to specific tips or advice. Generally speaking, none of them are groundbreaking, but they're simple things you can implement to save yourself a bit more money, particularly over the long term, over the next few months and even a few years as we approach, a recession, higher bills, higher inflation. These tips hopefully just won't be helpful for this winter and this Christmas, but also going forward over a number of years, and you can implement them in your day-to-day or month-to-month life. The first one, we're gonna start off investing, of course, that's what this channel is all about, and it's about making your money go further, and I'm talking about here a pension and a lifetime ISA. If you're saving for retirement, a pension is a great account you can use because you can get 100% free employer match. If your employer matches 5% of your salary and you put in 3%, you're missing out on 2% of free money. So make sure you always match up to the match and get that free money. Of course, this won't benefit you now, but over the long term, this literally could equate to tens of thousands of pounds, even hundreds of thousands of pounds if you're earning a decent salary over the next 20, 30, 40 years. The second side of that, if you're saving for retirement, but mainly a house, is using a lifetime ISA. A lifetime ISA is better than a Help to Buy ISA and generally other types of savings accounts because you get a 25% government top up. Once again, this is probably more a medium term sort of goal of yours to get a house, but if it is, using the lifetime ISA is one easy way to make the money you're earning every single month go further because of that 25% government top up to £1,000 per tax year. Number 2 is using Cashback Sites. Now this is something I've really only started using earlier on this year, but it's already paying dividends literally as I'm getting free money. With Cashback Sites, you want to be doing normal spending. If you get, say, 5% cashback at JD, don't go and buy a pair of trainers just to get the cashback. But if you needed a new pair anyway, you might as well use a cashback site and get free money. I recently, fortunately, went to Costa Rica for 2 weeks. I booked onto a G Adventures tour. It cost about £1,100 and I got £92 in cashback using Top Cashback, simply going on the app, following the link, buying the tour through their link, and I then got a cashback. It's as simple as that. So I essentially got about 8% cashback on something I was gonna buy and spend anyway, just by using the link. It's a really good idea and it's pretty mad you can actually do that. The other big cashback app is called Quidco. Personally, I normally go through Top Cashback. They generally have more on there or more things that I use anyway. But yeah, Quidco is another one to look at, and then Top Cashback. So on Top Cashback, I've got some cashback from buying my camera, cashback from John Lewis, cashback from G Adventures buying the tour, and it all racks up to, £100+ over the last few months on stuff I was gonna buy anyway. I think Top Cashback does some sort of referral scheme or link, so if I can find an affiliate link, I'll leave it in the description if you do want to sign up. Number 3 is using credit cards. Now stop, I know this may be a bit controversial. Of course, if you're gonna misuse a credit card, then there's no point getting one. But me personally, I've had credit cards now for probably about 4 to 5 years. I've never paid a penny in interest, and I've only benefited through things such as building my credit score, getting better purchase protection. It can help you manage your cash flow better. But what I'm talking about here specifically is, once again, doing normal everyday spending using the credit card and getting perks such as cashback, rewards, or points. So for example, my Aqua card gives me 0.5% cashback. So once again, any normal spending I'm gonna put on my credit card, I get free money. My Amex gives me points or rewards, which can be used towards things like flights or even buying stuff on Amazon. It's really simple. Generally speaking, credit cards also give other sort of perks, offers, rewards. For example, on Amex, my Amex, there's a tab called offers, and I can scroll through and get 10% off here, £5 off there. They change quite regularly, but once again, if you know you're gonna buy from something quite often, go on Amex or whatever card you have, look at the offers and save some money, you get some free money. And this is where it can become a bit more powerful. If you stack 2 and 3, so for example, Top Cashback with a credit card, you can do a normal bit of spending like my G Adventures tour to Costa Rica I was talking about. I get my cashback through Top Cashback and then some reward points through Amex. I'm almost getting sort of 2 benefits from one transaction I was gonna make anyway. Had I just put that on my normal debit card, I would have got nothing, but because I used my credit card and Top Cashback, I'm then sort of stacking perks and making my money go a little bit further and getting more, importantly, from everyday normal spending that I was going to do. I guess the key of all of this stuff I mentioned is don't go above and beyond for the sake of it, but if you're within your limits, what you're going to do anyway, then it's almost a no-brainer, provided you're sensible and responsible. Number 4, we're bringing it more back to personal financy sort of stuff, but number 4 is emergency fund and making the most of that, getting the most interest you can. Interest rates have been absolutely terrible for years, but they're finally starting to increase. Of course, that's still nowhere close to what inflation is at 10%, but it's all about making your money go further. If your money is sat in a high street bank earning 0.1%, right now you could be getting 2.5% on money easily. For this, I always say the best thing to do is just Google money saving expert savings accounts. You can quickly get a picture of the top rates. The top easy access rate is 2.55%. I personally use Marcus where I'm getting 2.5%. So if you're not using one of those two, if you're only getting 0.5% in your bank account, you're literally potentially missing out on tens or hundreds of pounds that you could get if you took 10 minutes just moving your money elsewhere. There's also better rates on locking your money up for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. As you can see, you can get now over 5% for a 3-year lockup. Me personally, I'm not really a fan of locking up my money. I either invest it, save for a certain goal like a holiday or traveling, or keep it easy access so I can access it. But if you do want to lock it up, you know, for 9 months now, you can get more than 3%, which is a good deal. It is worth saying on this though, interest rates are likely to carry on rising in the short term, which is why locking up your money could be a bad move if interest rates go up higher, which is why personally, I've just kept all my excess cash in Marcus, and it seems like every other month they increase the rate. I think it was about 1%, maybe even less than 1% at some point earlier on in the year. Now it's at 2.5%, and if interest rates keep on increasing, then that rate will increase with it. Of course, it's not life-changing, it's not gonna get you financially free, but it's about making the money go a little bit further, and any bit of interest you can then use to help you survive and live day to day is obviously a benefit. Number 5 is buying things in bulk, and this is things that go out of date and things that don't go out of date. For example, goes out of date chicken. If you buy 1 chicken breast, that's going to cost you disproportionately more than had you bought 2 kilograms of chicken. It also works with things like chocolate or your chewing gum. Buying 1 little pack of chewing gum or 1 little chocolate is much more expensive per gram or per millimeter, whatever you want to work it out, than if you bought a whole big pack of chocolate or a whole big box of chewing gum. The same works with things that are obviously not food, so things like toilet roll, things that you can use in the kitchen, you know, sprays, laundry, detergent and tablets. Even though it's more upfront money now, because things are only getting more expensive because of inflation, it's a long-term net save, and it makes your money go further today. It maybe feels like you're out of pocket more, but then if you then sort of average it out over the next 6 months, a year, 3 years, however long we're gonna be in this cost of living crisis or recession for, it will make your money go further, and it's something that I'm doing personally myself. We're coming to the back end of this video now, and number 6 is buying stuff out of season. This is a bit of a random one. I'm not much of a fashion mogul. If you can buy stuff out of season, it's generally cheaper. You know, if you're buying a Christmas tree now, it's gonna be much more expensive than 6 months ago. Vice versa though, if you're looking to buy some swimming trunks now or some summer clothes, now's probably the best time to do it if you're in the UK, because summer's not for another 6 or 7 months. You can get stuff cheaper, maybe clearance stuff from last summer, you can get now and start planning ahead. Being proactive with buying things like clothes, which are generally more expensive, is a good thing, and once again it makes your money go further over the course of the year, because you're always buying out of season, and I guess when it comes to that season, you've then always got new clothes you can wear, and you pay the cheaper price for them, so everyone's a winner. And finally, number 7, this is a particularly important one for people, you know, roughly my age, millennials, Gen Z, and is eat what you have in the fridge. People love getting takeaways, eating out, and even though it might only be, you know, £10 here, £20 there, if you look over a month, it adds up. And also, 7B, to tag onto this one, is public transport and walking as opposed to Ubers or Bolts. They also add up, you know, £10 here, £20 there. All of a sudden, on takeaways and on Ubers, you've spent, you know, £100, £300 a month, whatever it is, because it's little transactions and they add up over time. So eat what you have in the fridge and either use public transport like a tube, train, bus, or just walk if you're able to, because they honestly, particularly if you're living in like a city, it's so easy just to get, you know, a takeaway, get an Uber somewhere. But over the course of that month, I bet if you use them regularly and you add up your bank statement, you could literally save tens or hundreds of pounds just by cutting them down. And of course, right now with the cost of living crisis, it's more important than ever to make your money go further. So even though they are sort of luxury items, and of course you shouldn't cut out all of your luxuries, you still want to enjoy yourself and have fun. If you can cut them down, you can then free up other money that you can use to help you get by day to day, use to invest, use to save for a future holiday, and so on. And yeah, that wraps up this video. That was 7 tips on how to make your money go further. If you have any other tips, please leave them in the comments below. I'm always happy to learn more, and I know others that watch this channel are too. We can all help each other out. Yeah, these were some of the first things that come to mind when I started drafting this video, so they're probably obvious, but I hope they're also helpful. Even if you knew some of these things but hadn't done them yet, you can now start putting them into action ahead of the coming winter. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.